Welcome everyone to a casted game for Age of Empires 4, and today spawning in the southwest corner of the map, playing in red, we've got Beastyqt playing as the Holy Roman Empire. And his opponent in the northeast playing in blue, we've got Scarlet Devil playing as the Abbasid Dynasty. Welcome everyone to Highview. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening to everyone, whether you are in the north, east, south or west side of the world. Welcome on in. Going to be having a cracking game on Highview. It's a map that I've actually missed quite a lot. A great map because of the stealth forest. I think, a lot of maps have a lot of iconic features to them, and Highview, you think of Highview, you think of stealth forest, and it can make for some sneaky plays and kind of interesting plays in particular. The HRE versus the Abbasid Dynasty, a matchup that actually I think has been really nice along the years. We've had a lot of changes recently, but the HRE are a civilization which I have my strong feelings about them. If you guys know me from, way back when I used to actually play a lot of Age of Empires 1v1s. Yeah, they're a civilization that I hate to play against, and for many reasons. They have a lot of mechanics that are very frustrating to go up against, but I gotta say, the Abbasid Dynasty, they have some good tools up their sleeves, and it revolves around the Camel Archer. Now, it depends because the HRE have changed a lot. Like, they play a lot of different styles now. They can play a very heavy feudal age, which I've always been a big fan of. And not much has really changed to make them go that way, apart from marching drills. It's just that, the HRE with the fast castle has always been a really strong play for them to pick up those relics, and it just feels like nowadays they're a bit more versatile as a civilization, so it'll be an interesting one for sure. I think the fact that, when you have civilizations that have changed recently, it mixes things up, right? Otherwise, you're seeing the same sort of thing over and over again. The Abbasid Dynasty, a couple of things have changed for them. You do get fresh foodstuffs from the mill instead of the town centre or the eco wing either. So something they can really leverage early on with cheaper villages. Allows them to get for second town centre pretty cheaply and pretty nicely. I mean, the second town centre is full cost if you go opening it with a military wing, which is what Scarlet Devil is doing. But what I mean is that getting fresh foodstuffs, making the villages cheaper, it means that it actually saves a lot more food. 35% is a big discount, by the way. So a lot of times when you do open two town centers, as any other civilization, it's quite hard to pump out units. It's slightly different though for the Abbasids. They can still pump out units at a decent level because of the huge discount on those villages. Having said that, the discount that the Abbasids get is very much counteracted by the insane gather rate of these villages. 40% from the prelate. It's an amount which I feel like is a little bit bonkers at times. Of course, the balance in Age of Empires 4 civilizations are across ages, not within ages, and there is a lot of asymmetry, of course. But when you factor in other civilizations that do start off with a bonus like that, like the Byzantines, first of all, they have to build their cistern, and it's only 10%. You've got the Abbasids themselves. When they do get to Golden Age Tier 1, they get 15%. And here you got the Prelate rocking a 40%. It's kind of crazy. Now, with Beasty opting for an outpost on gold does maybe suggest he's opting for a fast castle. It could be kind of an interesting play. Now, bear in mind, typically, maybe more so up against the English, for example, but you may need to get two outposts because of the value of the archers being able to reach around and try and range the gold vein. But we shall see if that's ever a need for Beasty. It does now get the Prelate walking towards the Ark and Chapel. Now, military wing is going to be a nice one for the Abbasid Dynasty. It gives them 2 spearmen, 2 archers for free, without needing those production buildings. Allows them to get some time to do what they want to do, maybe a second town centre, and that's exactly going to be the case. They're going to be villages, in fact. 9 villages on stone, so he wants that quick time, as he now moves out with his army. Question is whether he'll be able to do any damage against the HRE with an outpost there. Probably unlikely. He's got the stone he needs for the Aristids as well. Now, I would like to say a very, very big thank you for everyone who's supporting the channel, whether it be on Twitch or YouTube. You guys are absolute legends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been doing a bit of experimenting, actually, recently. I've been having a look in terms of our YouTube algorithm and the impressions that YouTube videos get, and whether it changes depending on the interaction. Now, we all know engagement and videos do typically help with comments. I'm trying to try something out here, so if you wouldn't mind helping me out a little bit. If you could leave a comment of your favorite emoji in the comment section below, that will help me out a lot. I want to just see how much of a difference it makes. I'm sure it does make a difference. I'm kind of curious, so help me out. And that's one way. Also, you can support the channel for free, by the way, which is kind of nice. So I hope you want to keep that growth going, because actually, I don't want to dwell on it for too long, but Having the growth on YouTube has really helped me with motivation in terms of pumping out more content and focusing on the high quality ends of content, but also more importantly, it's actually helped me justify doing this a bit more. It's been doing it for quite a few years now, and it was getting a bit tough at times, but I've definitely been enjoying it. I mean, enjoyment will get you so far, but at the same time, it's very time consuming. So to be able to pump out a video every day, it's got to be possibly a bit more incentive rather than just enjoying it. But it's definitely been growing well, so I super thank you for that. It's going to be a second town centre on the gold right on the back. So the Beastyqt Dynasty will be looking to get the castle age behind this, or at least secure the gold for it if he needs to. A lot of civilizations play this way, by the way, now. Gone are the days where civilizations placed their town centres very far away, and back in the day, they'd place a town centre here for sure as the Abbasids. But town centres these days, they're not made too sturdy, only 2,500 HP, and only 7 garrisonable spots for those villages. These are very exposed, and you can't really leave it too far away. Our second town centre will mean that the economy will scale for the Abbasids. Of course, the castle age will be great for the HRE. Getting those relics in nice and early, quite possible. And there'll be great eco boost. It's possibly going to be the Regnitz Cathedral. You get the feeling of it if you're going to go up this early, and there it is. There is the Regnitz Cathedral. Going to look into leverage, picking up those relics and the extra gold income from it. It should be powerful if they get a lot of those relics. Something the Beastyqt Dynasty will look to try and counteract, maybe with palisades, maybe with just some units, but he needs to try and deny as many of these relics as possible. Pounder, thank you for the primary. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. You could have used that anywhere on the internet. But you used it here. By the way, you get some really good emotes from that. So we've been working hard on the Twitch side of things, getting some good quality emotes. I hope you enjoy it. Because, well, you'll be enjoying the ad view experience, but also those emotes. I actually really love them. Gotta say, I'm a bit biased though, gotta say, probably am a bit biased, probably have to recognise that. It is what it is. And if you do have a free Twitch Prime, by the way, make sure you do spend it here, because we're having plenty of more Age of Empires 4 content coming your way. Well, there's an archery range, so we're going to be expected to see plenty of units, maybe camel archers. The reason why I love that is because going up against man-at-arms, which is quite commonly done as the HRE, the camel archers will help you try and defend against them. The only problem is they're very expensive. And because they're so expensive on food, well, it's going to be hard to get to the castle age yourself if you're constantly pumping out those camel archers. Of course, fresh foodstuffs does help. Considering the cheaper cost of those villagers, you save a bit of food that way. There is that castle age now, though, in the 8-minute mark, and already sending a prelate nice and early for the middle one. Looking to, that's the one that's contestable, right? And Scarlet Devil going to look to chase, but this is the issue, the stealth forest. Like, if this was Dry Arabia, he would see that. Trouble is, he doesn't. Look what the vision he gets. Almost nothing. That's actually kind of crazy to think about. He sees it now. That was quite lucky. Spearman going to chase. They get the charge on in. Wallow, it shouldn't quite work out for him, I think. It's going to be close. Oh my god. Okay. That was a lot closer than I thought it would be. Jeez. Okay. Calculated. It doesn't seem like a lot, right? But losing 2 spearmen at that stage is actually massive, because then that means that all the other relics become a lot more easier to take. Oh, so close, guys. Holy moly. But the great thing, Scarlet Devil, not too far away from the castle age, by the way. Eco Wing. It's a choice, and I love this choice because, often a lot of players used to actually open up with Eco Wing, get the cheaper town centre, but the reason why I like it this way around is because the Eco Wing now, well, it would have done if you got a field age anyway, but now it's going to be at the right sort of timing. A lot of civilizations at the sort of 15-20 minute mark, we're a little bit early for it, but they will need a farming transition, right? So getting the Fertile Crescent upgrade will reduce the cost of the economy buildings by 30%, and that includes the farm. So the farming transition is going to be pretty nice for the Abbasids as time wears on. But yeah, he's already picked up 2 of the relics, which is we made a big deal out of that Wallow situation, but I mean, the real thing to talk about is the fact that Beast has already picked up 2 relics. About to get 2 more, and it's all with the Regnitz Cathedral. Probably feeling a bit bad about it if you're Scarlet Devil, but you got 2 town centers, got the extra village lead, so not all is lost, and let's have some good static defenses and palisades. So the aggression that's possibly going to be coming out for the HRE in the next 5-10 minutes, possibly he should be able to do pretty well, good job of defending against it. Because it does take some time for the HRE to get online, especially when they're having a farming transition like this. Wait, is Beasty thinking about Imperial Age? Oh my god, he might be thinking about Imperial Age behind this. That's kind of insane. They're super greedy, but I mean, ultimately, it feels like the bastards are kind of letting them do it, right? We might be seeing a late game. I kind of do love long games, so whilst it's a bit quiet now, rest assured, one way or another, if you have quiet starts, they end up getting pretty noisy later on in the game, I can assure you that much. And the crazy thing about the HRE is that Beasty's going to get away with this. He's going to get away with this because he'll be able to get cannon placements inside the outpost. He's already got relics inside it. It's going to get the Palace of Swabia. Villager count going to escalate and catch up with what the Abbasids have already been able to achieve. But maybe there's a window of opportunity for the Abbasids to push out in the next sort of 15-20 minutes potentially. We'll have to see. Beasty, looking to cap some sacred sites while this is in it. That wolf, though, has other ideas. Now, thankfully, Scarlet Devil does have access to one relic around the back. At least he's going to deny one. And there's a sacred site being capped. Well, it is going to be that Imperial Age at a very fast time. Question is, where does he place that Palace of Swabia? At this point, probably anywhere. This could be a nice spot, right? Boar. Goldstone. I'm sure we'll place it closer to home, though, because it'll be, he needs to be able to defend it. Alright, he's adding in some Ghulams now. A really hefty unit for the Abbasids. Arguably one of the heaviest or best sort of infantry, heavily armoured units. And have that first strike, the quick strike. It will be the Palace of Swabia. Building it relatively close to home around the back. Now, I think if Beasty walls this one area, this is huge, right? Like, I think if he literally walls to the edge of the map with this wood line, and then towards the main base, yeah, he's doing it now. That protects so much. Protect 2 gold veins, 2 stone veins, and 2 berries. That's huge. There's that Imperial Age, and like, Scarlet Devil now has a decision to make, right? Scarlet Devil can either look to try and push and get some damage done. The trouble is when the Imperial Age comes on in, you'll see the bombarding placements coming on. It's very hard to push. And with the Palace of Swabia, it's not a situation where you can raid the HRE to death, right? You need a sustained push with siege, usually. So that's something that Scarlet Devil's going to need to try and aim for. Kind of curious to see what unit though Beasty's going to make. It's not made a single unit. I can't believe this is being allowed to happen. As I say, allowed to happen. Scarlet is now pushing forward. Now, the Abbasids do get free siege engineering, so it could potentially drop down some rams, potentially. Doesn't seem too keen on it just yet, though. Snipe a villager or two, but again, it doesn't really matter, right? You cut off one villager, the HRE will make 2 more. In quick time. I mean, ultimately, it will help with this number of low villager numbers, though, to be fair. It's just the bounce back ability for the HRE is incredibly strong. There's the Golden Age tier 2, so the research speeds for the Abbasids will be pretty high right now. I think outpost will be built, but it just safely garrison inside. And I mean, yeah, there's only so much damage Scarlet Devil can do. Possibly looking to try and cause as much idle time as possible, and he's doing a decent job of that. But I would love to have seen a couple of rams being sprinkled in. By the way, it does have the wood involved for that, so there's always a potential. But I think it's a farming transition needed, right? Yeah, that's where the wood's been spent on that hard farming transition. Yeah, it feels like Scarlet Devil just losing a bit too much here. Yeah, early towers challenge for the HRE. Yeah, but here come the bombarding placements, and of course with 4 relics and the Relics Cathedral, Beasty in a strong position. Of course, still be behind in terms of villager cows, but that won't be that case for too long. Look how many Look how many villages has got queues. That's just how much food he's got, the bank, and how cheap these villages are. 66% reduced cost, guys. Holy moly and guacamole. Right, looking to extend the palisades and carve up the map a little bit more, getting access to the berries. The good thing for Scarlet Devil is Scarlet Devil does have a lot of farms. The transition is working well, but so is the case for Beastie. That's a worrisome sight. Cannon emplacements inside these outposts. These outposts are like pretty much fully upgraded at this point. That's the crazy thing, right? Like, there's no way you can dive and raid, and the economy is going to be really safe and secure. In fact, this is the only outpost that's not upgraded with an emplacement, would you believe? Want to wall up on the west side. Gulams should stop that if he's paying attention. Did he A-move there? Not sure if he did, but he did now. We'll get a couple of villagers. Beastie won't mind. Doesn't quite commit to that. He's got the other gold veins to rely on anyway. I love that play, by the way. That little detail that he wants to secure the gold vein that's a little bit more exposed than the ones got back at home. Because he can always fall back to this, right? But he wants to take the ones off the map. Speaking of which, the two 8,000 gold vein tiles, pretty unprotected by either player. Going to be getting a university. Looks like a mass man at arms play, or infantry play at least, from Beastie and the HRE. This is certainly one of the signature civilizations for Beastie. You can see why. He plays it so well. The bastards getting a keep back at home just to protect. It's kind of curious, right? Because the bastards actually a really good, decent amount of late game units, especially when they start to get Golden Age tier 3. They can really spam out units quite quickly with the increased production speed. Thanks so much, Janissary AoE. Appreciate it, Raid. Thank you so much. Welcome on in, guys. Everyone is joining in. Thank you, saying thank you, thank you. Thanks, Janissary. Appreciate you, dude. But yeah, certainly that Golden Age tier 3, it puts the Abbassids in a good spot. Kind of curious to see what late game units can plan for though. Ghulams and crossbows could be a nice option. Can never really go wrong with a heavily infantry based army backed up with crossbows. The trouble is hand cannoneers could become relevant at that point. Any army tactics, two-handed weapons, elite upgrades to the man-at-arms. Beastie's going to be pumping pretty soon. He's caught up in the villages. He's going to get a villager lead. And the good thing for Scarlet Devil, though, is that we talked about it earlier, right? Once the population starts to get at, you know, sort of critical mass in terms of villages you want, maybe sort of 110, 120 villages, that's when the Pasiswabe becomes a little less relevant in terms of, you know, giving Beastie an advantage in terms of villager counts. But it still gives that element to the HRE that makes them unraidable. And if it's not the fact that even if you kill one villager, they make two more, if that's not the problem, I'll tell you what will be the problem, is these bombards with emergency repairs always available to them. Jet set? He has now, only just now. I think he waited about 17 to 18 minutes without making any unit, would you believe? And hasn't been punished for it, but... Well, to be fair, it's not that he hasn't been punished for it, there was a bit of raid actually. But just, it can only achieve so much. He didn't care, exactly. It's mad, right? Beastie just doesn't care. Who needs units as the HRE? That's the thing, that feels rough, right? If you can get away with 16 minutes with a civilization without making units. I mean, I know it's Beastie. It is Beastie after all, but still. I mean, this is a fight that ultimately the Abbassids would win, right? Just sheer numbers. So Beastie does have to back away from this gold vein. But guess what? He retreats back into cannon emplacements, so these Ghulams can't do too much damage, or they can't dive in too deep. Raiding, it feels like he's going to lose too much more than he gains out of this, right? Because, like, he has to kill like 3 villagers or 4 villagers before it makes it worth losing a Ghulam in terms of just raw costage of resources. Because the villagers are so cheap. And he can make them so fast. This is where the HRE become powerful, right? Because the one way to destroy HRE is with siege, and so if the HRE just get their own counter siege, well, then they're laughing. Speaking of siege, there's a bombard moving a bit further forward, looking to take that keep. Now, Scarlet Devil trying to get access to gold, right? Secure gold. The bigger problem is one thing denying gold from Beastie, but he does already have 4 relics with Regn's Cathedral, and so it buys time for Beastie in a big way. Got 47 villagers mining gold somewhere, apparently. Seems a bit excessive. Now the second bombard too. That keep is not going to stay on for too long. That didn't last long, did it? And BC going to brute force his way into this. Hello, Scarlet. Hello. Just want to pick off as much gold as possible, I guess. But these man-at-arms with pretty much all upgrades at this point, it's going to be hard to deal with. Got a good number of Gulams, a couple of bombards for both players actually, to be fair. 1 for the Bastards, 2 for Beastie and the HRE. Speaking of which, he might lose his bombards. But to see, the Gulams are a really strong unit, especially with the hand cannons backing him up in that little choke point. Third bombard, he should lose 1 there, does pick him off. The Abbas is a nice pick off. Might potentially lose 2, but I think the village is going to come out to repair potentially, and the repair rate is absolutely massive. There it is. Yeah, going to be out repaired. It's going to save that Beastie. That repair rate on Siege is actually broken. Like, I don't know why it's like that. It's got to change. It's so oppressive. Especially when you factor in, Beastie doesn't mind losing those villages, because he just makes more. So it's like a free repair, because, I mean, they get emergency repairs already on structures, but basically free repairs of villages, because the villages are so cheap. Gonna dive on in. Good number of Gulam. To be fair, Scarlet Devil is putting some pressure on. We are kind of at this phase of the game where actually the Palace of Swabi become a lot less relevant in terms of giving an advantageous village account, because they're both at over 110. Now with 2 bombards. In fact, 1 bombard and a culverin backing this up. Oh, what do you know? Emergency repairs is out. Flipping heck. Alright, in the north. Man-at-arms going to torch down the palisades and break his way through and raid. And this is the big difference between the two civilizations, right? The Abbasids can be raided to death. Like, they've got 2 town centers. It's just, it's good, but it's not quite a Palace of Swabia, right? Oh. Siege. Can be absolutely taken apart by the Landskaneshta. Loses 1. And nothing protecting it, and the trouble is he needs range units against the Landskaneshta, right? He needs the Landskaneshta not to be on his case. He loses another bombard. That's a massive pickoff, and Beastie's economy is coming online now. He's raiding around the back and forcing the Abbasids away from that forward position. He's taken down the keep. He's lost the bombards now, Scarlet, and well, this is looking a bit tricky. Yeah, Jet Set. I'm not the biggest fan of HRE. I don't know what gave it away. Yeah, I'm not. I'll have to say I'm not. It's a personal playstyle thing. I don't think, you know, people should play the game however they want. I'm a big fan of that. It's just a personal way that they play the game. I find it very infuriating, but that's just me. I'm sure other people find other playstyles very infuriating as well, and kudos to them for having that preference, you know. But yeah, Man-at-arms tanking on in. I mean, that's a fight that actually the Abbasids should come out on top of because of the defender's advantage, of course, but he's being raided everywhere, right? And this is the key detail. Like, the one thing that HU can't have done to themselves, they're dishing out, and it's raiding. But we love HRE. That's fine, that's fine. I mean, I don't mind watching it as much. If playing against it is rather infuriating. Yeah. It's still fun overall. I love this detail, by the way. This is actually really huge because a lot of players do forget to do this or don't bother. Getting prelates in this position, he's going to mop this gold up so fast. Like, that gold income, he's got 71 villages in gold. Beastie, he's a gold digger. Holy moly. He's really going for the gold whilst he can, right? He's taking advantage of it. It's a really key concept in RTS that you want to take advantage of your positioning on the map whilst you can, and boy, oh boy, he's taking advantage of it. I would love to see a prelate like on the other side, though, because there's a lot of pathing here. But to be fair, when the villagers deposit off, it's fine, you know. And BC's even being greedy in terms of villager count. Like 150, that is a lot. That's a lot for HRE. But what BC's probably doing, and what a lot of players do in this sort of scenario, they bank up a lot of resources as much as they possibly can. And then they'll eventually delete villagers when they feel they need to and pump out units. Well, looks like Scarlet Devil going to try and get control of this gold vein once again, but I mean, BC's he's gonna go for it pretty soon, right? He should be able to win that fight. That gold vein is getting mopped up. Hand cannon is good numbers, but the Manitars, once they get on top of it, is a bit of a problem. Ooh, siege left unprotected. Villagers have to repair. No, no, Scarlet Devil, repair. Is repairing, so dishing out some of the medicine that he got a taste of earlier on. Bombard stays alive. But, wait, are there Landscanesh? Oh god, there's Landscanesh there. Oh no, there's not. Manatar. Oh, there are Landscanesh. Oh my god. There was like 1 or 2 of them. They did so much damage. Oh god, that's rough. And this is the thing, Scarlet Devil's economy is struggling now because of it. Lost a lot of villagers, takes time to make up again, and desperate to keep these siege engines alive, and understandably so, is such an important part of this push. Because it all comes down to siege engines. Like without siege engines, the Bastards can't push, they can't raid, so the only way to kill the HRE is take out structures, and if the HRE take out the siege engines with culverins, it's a dangerous situation for sure. God, look how fast that gold goes down. Jeez. He's got 6,000 gold here, Beastie. Either way, we should probably concentrate on other sides of the map. The gold income just go crazy. In fact, we should look at the gold income. That was 5,000 per minute, by the way. Sheesh. Oh, well, what do you know? Emergency repairs. Now, I think this keep possibly will go down. It should go down in the end eventually. I mean, if 3 bombards isn't going to take it down, I don't know what will. But he does have relic in place as well. Oh, might lose 1 bombard. No, he survives it. He does take out the keep. We're making progress here, Scarlet Devil. You're making progress. Credit to you. All these villages going down. Oh, but it doesn't matter. He can just print them again. Okay, I'll stop being salty, okay? Alright. He's pushing on further forward, and he's got access to gold again, though. This is quite key, right? The gold is slowly being mopped up from both sides, and just keeping... Oh, there's only 100 gold there anyway, to be fair. Not a big deal. Beastie loses the villagers on the north. At that point, it's probably just better that they die and allow the printer to print more here back at home. Because if they were had to walk all the way back, it would be a problem, right? It's worth it. Just make them again. He's having to relocate those relics though, which is nice. And actually, to be fair, if he can try to smash and grab the relics, could be important. Villagers coming out to fight as well, but there are a couple of Landscanesh there. I say a couple, there's a lot of Landscanesh there. Oh, this could be massacre. Villagers, oh no, these are Landscanesh. He needs to get rid of them if he can, otherwise they're going to kill everything. Oh god, Wallow coming in for Beastie, trying to pick him up. Doesn't quite manage it. And the Bastards will kill this off in the end. The Gurlam's pretty tanky overall. But, you know, 100 villagers, with a lot of those villagers kind of running around like headless chickens. I'm not sure what they're up to. 39 of them. Wait. Is this really going to happen, though? Because Scarlet Devil is starting to make some inroads here. He's maybe 1 or 2 more bombards. 1 bombard's probably not enough to cut it. Wait, what? Okay, I was about to say. Going for a keep, and that's actually really rough because it's going to cut off reinforcements coming through down the middle. It's going to make the waypointing really awkward. Oh, what do you know? Hey, look. It's emergency repairs. Wait, did that bombard not take it out? Okay. Holy moly. Well, keep is up. Does have boiling on as well, but it can lose quite a few of the villagers. But wait. Oh, wait. It doesn't matter. Got the Palace of Swabia. He keeps him safe anyway. He has some compassion there, Beastie. It's a full infantry mass from both players. The good thing's got Stealth Forest there, by the way, because the charge then kind of stops. Well, he turns around and fights. A couple of hand cannons around the back. A couple of Landscanesh are going to trying. Oh, the Landscanesh are really making a big difference here. The splash damage, it's kind of crazy. I think the Gurlams can't match up to this. It's the Landscanesh. They're dishing out all sorts of damage, and well, the ascendancy definitely there with Beastie's got the massive units in the middle. Reinforcements should be coming in pretty soon. Speaking of reinforcements, they can't come in quick enough for the Bastards. It's under pressure, Scarlet. Does lose the keep in the end, But that bought Beastie a lot of time, right? Like, his Scarlet Devil was preoccupied. There's definitely Naz Connector there this time. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Marching drills. Oh wait, Beastie, where are you going? Alright, fine, alright. I thought he was gonna go for the villagers, but maybe not. Going around the back. But forcing the bastards away from the main base, right? And yeah. Holy moly, that's a lot of farms. Oh, okay. Well, I kind of thought it'd be more than 49, but is that really only 49? 37? What? You sure? Feels like a lot more than that. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Scarlet Devil, no. Not like this. Oh my god. To be fair, it was only 3. It could have been a lot worse. Or 4 or 5 somehow died afterwards, but yeah. Could have been a lot worse. Oh, stables. What we're seeing here, guys. Going to be seeing horsemen? Quite likely. Gold drying off the map, of course. It could be a nice play here for Beastyqt to try and... What are these... I guess he doesn't want to move the villagers back home, but these are really forward farms. I mean, okay, now you're just leaving yourself, asking yourself to be raided. These are very forward farms. I mean, if you can get a keep there, maybe it's okay, but the keep's not there just yet. Diving in on the farmers. Down she goes. The Scarlet Devil is maintaining a bit of a force down the middle. I mean, he's definitely making a game of it. It's been a great game of Age of Empires so far. It's actually kind of hard to tell who's going to win because Beastyqt does seem to have a decent force here with some anti-siege. And that's the big deal, right? Like, the only way that Beastyqt dies is if he doesn't have Culverins, and he's got enough of them already. He's going to look to raid. He's being dragged left, right and centre here, the Abbasids. And he's going to be losing villagers whilst it happens. It's down to 99. I mean, Beastie will lose the units, but it's going to be decent trade. To be fair, I actually think he wins this, because this is mostly spearmen. These spearmen can't really do too much, and Beastie wants to go for the villagers. I think Beastie just wants to raid as much as he can. Makes a lot of sense. Oh no, these forward farms, these villagers, they've been asking for it. And Beastie's going to oblige. He's being raided to death. The one thing that the Abbasids can't do to the HRE, Beastie's doing it to them, and he's pumping. Oh no, there it is. He doesn't even wait for the massacre. Scarlet Devil taps out. Beastyqt takes the victory on Highview with a cracking game. And a game in which I don't think he made units for about 17 minutes of it. But it was still a cracking game nonetheless. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast again on YouTube. If you did, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Take care, and see you next time.